What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope all you had a great weekend. Hope you're having a great day so far. It's like pouring down raining today. The weather is just a hot mess. But it don't really matter because we can't go anywhere anyway. How was everybody's weekend? First and foremost, my weekend was pretty good. It was pretty chill. Ate some junk food, ate some, really good food. Hope you all had a great Easter, by the way. I know Easter was not what everybody hoped it would have been, compared to last year, the year before. But from what I've seen on social media, people were making the best of their Easter, the best of the situation. I hope you all had some great food. Me, I was just eating, binge watching Hulu. One of my favorite 90s sitcoms. I don't know if you're all familiar with Step by Step with Patrick Duffy, Suzanne Summers. One of my favorite family sitcoms from the 90s. That, Family Matters, my favorite. Step by Step. I'm on season 2, episode 13 right now, Step by Step. So I got about 5 more seasons left to go. Because it was a 7-season show, so I got about 5 more to go. So anyway, getting into this episode of GH. This episode, for the most part, pissed me off. Like 99% of this episode pissed me off to the 10th power. Like, seriously, just pissed me off. Valentin. He was supposed to have a meeting with Lulu. But unbeknownst to him, he didn't know Laura was going to show up. Laura saw the text that he sent Lulu and she deleted the text from Lulu's phone, and she wanted to show up and have a meeting with Valentin herself because she wanted to hear what Valentin had to say because she didn't want him upsetting Lulu. Here's the thing. Okay, y'all know I love me some Laura. She's a goddess. I love her. But I have a problem with that. I'm going to tell you why. I feel like it would be hypocritical of me, even though I really don't care. But I feel like it would be wrong if I didn't check her too. Because I've said this about Carly. I've said this about Sunny. Most of the parents on this show with grown children, stay out your kids' business. Now, listen. Here's the thing. I'm not knocking Laura. I'm not. I'm just saying, I get it. You want to help your kids no matter how old they are. I'm with that. I get that. But when it comes to your adult children who have children of their own now, they need to handle their own baby mama, baby daddy situations. You can't. That's like Carly and them trying to handle Michael's baby mama drama. That's for him to handle. He got to step up and handle that. Lulu is the same with Valentin. And now I believe if Lulu would have seen that message, I know Lulu would have went by herself without Laura. Obviously, I know Lulu would have. Michael, that's a whole different story. But Lulu, I know she would have went without asking Laura to run interference or whatever. I know Lulu could handle Valentin on her own. But the problem is, and I totally understand why Laura would do this, because Lulu has a tendency to get angry quickly. And she obviously didn't want Lulu to do something that would, make her seem crazy or go crazy that would help Valentin's case if this thing goes to trial for custody. But Valentin actually was singing a new tune today. He didn't call, Lulu there or Laura there to, get into a screaming match about Charlotte. He wants what's best for Charlotte, according to him. He feels like, he wants to be a part of Charlotte's life, obviously. And he feels like he wants, go back to shared custody with Lulu. And that kind of surprised Laura because Valentin was all about going for full custody. So she's surprised that he's changing his tune. See, for me, if I was Laura, I would not trust nothing that comes out of Valentin's mouth. Judging by his facial expressions, he looked like he was sincere, but I would not trust him. I would not. I don't care how sincere he looked. I don't care how sincere he sounded. Valentin is not to ever be trusted about anything he says. His word is nothing. His word means nothing. So I definitely wouldn't trust him. He could speak that bull all he wants to. But we all know it's a bunch of BS. Then, he's sitting there rattling off, talking about, we need to do what's best for Charlotte, blah, blah, blah. I'm not fighting with Nicholas about the Cassadine fortune anymore. You're not fighting with Nicholas over the Cassadine fortune because you got the DNA results. The DNA results said that you are not a Cassadine. So you would be wasting your money, your time, and your lawyer's time fighting a losing battle. Because no judge is going to hand over a fortune to you when you're not even a part of the immediate family. You're not blood related. So you have no legal claim. Plus the codicil tightens that up for Nicholas even more so. So of course you're not fighting with Nicholas anymore because you're not going to waste your time. So when Lulu came in there, of course she was hostile towards Valentin, told him basically go take a hike, get away from her mother. I felt bad for Lulu when she was talking to Laura because she was talking about how she wanted to make Rocco, I think, some French toast or something like that, the way Dante made it. And mind you, Valentin just sitting there watching them as they're talking like a little creeper. Like, Valentin, go sit down. That's why I don't trust him, because why are you sitting there eavesdropping on their conversation? Like, go do something. So yeah, she was talking about making French toast for Rocco, I guess, the way that Dante makes it. But Dante used to put in a secret ingredient, I guess, that he never told her about. I feel bad for Lulu because it's coming up on 1 year that Dante's been gone, and she's trying to do everything with Rocco that Dante would do with him. But it's hard to do because, you know, that was bonding time, because parents bond with their kids differently. You know, Lulu has the things that she does with Rocco, and Dante has things that he does with Rocco. So it's not the same when Lulu tries to do what Dante did. It doesn't have the same effect. And even with the French toast and stuff, it doesn't have that same effect because she doesn't know the special ingredient that he used. That was kind of, you know, Dante and Rocco's thing. So I respect that she's trying to, you know, fill a void and be, you know, mother and father. I respect it because a lot of women have to. And you got some dads out there that have to step up and be mom and dad too, you know, so it's not an easy thing to do. But I commend her for doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I totally respect her for, you know, trying to fill two roles and, you know, put food on the table. And I respect it. You know, I definitely respect Lulu for that, you know, and I love her for it. You know what I mean? Like, she definitely is a good parent. You can't say she's not. Just because we don't see her with her kids all the time doesn't mean she's not a good parent. I mean, hell, we don't see most of these people with their kids. But you could tell, like, when we do see the character on screen, like, how they talk about their kids and what they did with their kids, you could tell that they do, you know, hang out with their kids by what they say and do. So that's a good thing. Unlike certain people who we can clearly see who don't put their kids first. I won't mention that person's name, but if you know, you know. So anyway, moving on from that. This is where I got to talk shit about Lulu and Brook Lynn. Like, you know, I just got finished praising her, but I got to say some stuff. I'm tired of this. Like, this little catty ass behavior between Lulu and Brook Lynn. I'm so super sick of it. It's a shame that Dustin has to stand there and be the referee for two grown ass women. Every time they see each other, it's like they just want to go 13 rounds. It's like, y'all are grown. Like, what are you doing? And what are y'all fighting about? It's like they could fight about the damn weather. That's how toxic the two of them are. Like, that is just sad. Like Lulu and Brook Lynn are just ridiculous. I mean, you've had moments where Lulu tried to be the bigger person and whatever. I totally understand why Lulu don't like Brook Lynn. I get it. And Dustin kind of shed light on that too when Brook Lynn basically broke down why she and Lulu don't like each other. Because of what happened 10 years ago. I cannot believe it's been 10 years since she tried to seduce Dante, and I can't believe it's been that long. I remember it like it was yesterday. And, you know, Brook Lynn, Dustin basically told her, like, you never formally apologized to Lulu for that. Which is true. She never did. She never apologized or tried to make amends with Lulu for what she did. And then she just, you know, bringing up Dante, bringing up their son, like, don't bring up nobody's kids, number one. That's what you don't do. Like, I don't care what beef you have with Lulu. Stop bringing up Dante to her. Like, stop doing that. Like, that's just mad petty. It's rude as hell. It's disrespectful as hell. Like, knowing what her situation is with Dante right now, why would you bring him up? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Because that's an ass whooping in itself. Don't do that. Brook Lynn, I feel like is trying deep down to be like Tracy so bad because everybody keeps saying how she has Tracy's characteristics and stuff. Don't let that go to your head. Just because people keep saying that you got these characteristics that are, you know, some stuff that Tracy Quartermain would do does not mean you're Tracy Quartermain. You can never be Tracy. There's only one Tracy Quartermain. Jane Elliott. She's the only one who could pull that off. Like, don't even try it. You are never going to be Tracy number 2 or 2.0. It ain't never going to happen. Focus on being you. But yeah, I do feel like she needs to apologize to Lulu. And, you know, Brook Lynn basically told Dustin that she was going to try to be the bigger person. She was going to, you know, let the past be the past. Whenever she see Lulu, she was going to be nice. But she said if Lulu is rude to her or whatever, she was going to fight back. I mean, that's fair, but I feel like both of them need to put this pettiness behind them. Like, it's getting so annoying at this point. So Dustin was basically asking her, like, did her father pay for her to get out her contract with Link? I mean, we all know that's not true because he offered Link money and Link wouldn't take it. So we know that ain't true. Brook Lynn just need to tell her family what she did at this point because it's definitely going to blow up in her face. Like, just tell them people what you did. You sold your ELQ stock. Matter of fact, you ain't even sell it. You probably just signed it over. Like, just be honest. Like, you just gave away your stock. And let them know so they can get ahead of this. Like, Brook Lynn is just stupid. Like, you just sold your whole family out. For what? Like, for something so idiotic. Just dumb. So, anyway, moving on from that. So, Jax and Nina are talking. She's still looking at her necklace or whatever. She's basically, like, comparing her situation to Nell's situation. Jax was letting her know, like, your situation is very different from Nell. Which I have to agree with. Like, Nina's situation is not the same as Nell's situation. Nell refuses to take responsibility for all her actions. I mean, we all saw it on the episode between her and Carly. She blames Carly for all of her actions. She basically said it. Carly's the reason she continues to do bad things. A person like that, they're never going to change. Because Nina was wondering if Nell could ever change. No. The only way Nell can fully try to change is if she seeks professional help. First of all, she needs therapy. Second of all, she needs to own her shit. Own your actions. Stop blaming Carly for every little thing you do. Carly's not responsible for any of the crap that you've done. You're responsible for it. And, you know, if she would just admit to all of that, she can turn a new leaf. But she refuses to do so. So Nina and Nell are not the same. There's no saying this. It's not the same. At all. But then Nina started having flashbacks to her conversation with Valentin where she basically said Jack sees things black and white. He's a black and white kind of person. And Nina is a very gray kind of person. So basically letting her know, like, can she live up to Jax's expectations? You know, like, being a person. Like, can she live up to him? You know what I mean? Like, could she really be the woman for him? Like, because if he's the type of person that sees things black and white and she's a gray area type of person, that relationship ain't gonna last, which is true. But I feel like she needs to bring that to Jax's attention. I feel like her and Jax need to have an adult conversation about where that relationship is going and what he expects out of a relationship, out of a woman. So that way she knows where she stands. You know what I mean? Don't sit there and listen to no Valentin when he's telling you about Jax when he doesn't really know anything about Jax. You know what I mean? Like, Jax is not just black and white. He's a gray area type of person too. Look how many times he helped his brother Jerry. And he knew Jerry was a criminal. And he still helped him. So that's a gray area type of person to me. It ain't all just black and white with Jax. Jax is, I mean, come on. He paid for a kidney. That's not black and white. That's very gray. Even though he had a good reason for it, but that's still a gray. So it's not totally black and white with him. Now, to some, you know, delusional people, that might be black and white. You know, they might think their actions are black and white because they're just deluding themselves. But I feel like she needs to have that conversation with Jax. And, you know, stop doubting herself and, you know, doubting what type of mom she would be. But she did admit, though, that she would never use her child as a bargaining chip, which I believe she wouldn't. That's also what separates her from Nell, because Nell is definitely using her son as a bargaining tool. And to stick it to Michael and Carly. That's definitely what she's doing. So there's a big difference there. Like, Nina just needs to stop comparing herself to Nell. Like, you're not the same. Just stop doing that. I don't really see Jax and Nina staying together for a long period of time because I do have a feeling that she's going to revert back to Valentin at some point. A part of me feels that way. I hope I'm wrong. God knows I hope I'm wrong. But I don't think so. I think she will. Eventually. So anyway, moving on from that. So, not Peter. Forget about him. I'll talk about him in a second. So Robert goes to visit Liesl or whatever. She has some hope, but he's basically telling her she's about to be extradited to stand trial for her alleged crimes. But she kept telling Robert, like, she's not guilty of this. But Robert was like, yeah, you may be innocent of this crime, but you are definitely guilty of several other crimes, which is true. She is. She's guilty of several crimes with Faison over the years. But for me, I feel like she shouldn't have to go to prison for something that we know she did not do. Now, if you got evidence for crimes that she did do, then I say, yeah, she should go to prison. But for this, hell no. No. And I felt bad for Obrecht. I mean, I understand she's a criminal. She's done some horrific things, but damn, like, come on now. How can you not feel bad for the woman? And I just love me some Liesl because she's hilarious. So anyway, she was basically telling Robert to see if he could speak for her, you know, on her behalf or whatever to get these charges dropped. Because if Robert feels like she was set up, then the borough might listen to him. Like, the authorities might listen to him over there. But he was like, no, he's not going to do that. Because he needs proof. He's not going to go to them and just say, yeah, I'm vouching for her. That's not how this works. You got to have proof that you did not do this, which is true. But he basically told her, like, he'll look out for Maxie and her grandson while she's gone and, you know, check up, keep an eye out on Peter. But Obrecht was like, you know what? She said, I will clear my name. She said, I'm definitely going, you know, I'll be back. She was like, I will return. And I believe that. Because Maxie went to go see her to say her goodbyes or whatever. And as soon as Maxie come up there, she was like, oh, I don't want to hear your excuses. I just came to say goodbye. Maxie is pissing me off. Maxie is really, her and Anna are just pissing me the hell off. Totally getting on my nerves. Like, Maxie basically called Obrecht too damaged. Maxie, you're the last person to call somebody damaged. First of all, you're damaged. Because every guy that you get with, some of the guys that you've been getting with have all had ulterior motives. They've all been dangerous psychopaths. And you refuse to see this, even when people in your life who've been in your life, this is the thing, people who've been in her life for years have told her, oh, it's something sketchy about the dude that you're seeing. She would sit there and take the dude side over these people. Like, why would you take the side of a guy who you only known for a short period of time over the side of people that you've known for years, who obviously are your friends and your family, and they just want to see you happy? Like, they're not telling you this because, oh, they're jealous or they're being hateful. They're telling you, obviously, because it has some merit and some truth to it. Has a lot of truth to it. You just too dumb to see it because you just want to think that they're all haters. Like, nobody needs to hate on you. The fact is, you're dating a scumbag and you refuse to see it. And she just refuses to believe that Obrecht is innocent. I mean, I get it. Obrecht, you know, she's no saint. She's no choir girl. She's committed her fair share of crimes over the years. But if she's sitting there looking you dead in your eyes, sincerely crying, telling you she did not do this, and she's literally collapsing on the ground crying, doesn't that tell you that she's telling the truth? Or there should be some hint of the truth to you, to what she's saying? But Maxie, of course, just doesn't want to believe it. So I'm like, whatever. She basically wants Obrecht to plead guilty or whatever, so that way she could tell her son that, you know, his grandmother, you know, she took accountability. But Obrecht's not going to plead guilty to something she knows she didn't do. Like, if she's saying her dead ass telling you she didn't do this, obviously you might want to listen. So Peter's sitting there, you know, talking to Anna or whatever. They're talking back and forth about the party, for Violet, and then talking about who's going to be there. And talking about, you know, how much his life has changed. And now he got sisters that he can bond with. How him and Britt are going to keep in touch. So apparently Britt left town. She got a better job offer from another hospital. So she's gone. When we all know she's really going to Salem. Because she has a law degree. So she's going to Salem to bail somebody out. So if you know what I'm talking about, then you know. So yeah, Peter is a big scumbag. Anna is the biggest disappointment. Like, she's sitting there talking about, oh, you're nothing like Faison, you're this, you're that. Anna, you have proof that your son may be involved in all of this, and you covered it up. Like, you're the worst offender. The worst. Like, I'm so disappointed in Anna. So disappointed. Like, she sickens me. Like, seriously. Covering up this boy crime, knowing his ass is guilty, and you're covering it up. Like, you're a huge waste of toxic space right about now. Seriously. So now Peter basically needs to cover his tracks even more, because he know Robert ain't gonna stop. He know he's not. But I'm happy though, because Liesl basically vowed justice and revenge. So we know Liesl ain't gonna be going for too long, and I hope she get Peter. I hope she do. I hope she finds some type of way to prove her innocence and nail Peter to the wall. So anyway, this was a pretty solid episode. I enjoyed it for the most part, even though most of it pissed me off. It was still a good show, but it's just some of these characters that were just irritating my soul. So hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I will see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.